Hello everybody and welcome to the Production Endurance Challenge, which is a 2-hour race, and this week it's hosted at Summit Point Raceway. Now, this iRacing account is pretty new. I'm pretty new to iRacing in general. This will be my first race that has a pit stop, and that will be like longer than an hour. And we are dropped into split 2. Now here we go for the pre-event practice. Before this I had basically run some PCC events in the week prior, just to get some practice in, and of course within the first lap I follow the guy into the sand, go a little bit wide and take out the guy behind me. So retry, reset, try another lap into T1, outbrake myself a little bit, run wide, keep it floored because I was already like strangely frustrated. And of course I screw it into the barrier. Now here we go into the session itself. I wasn't really confident with the qualifying, so I was just telling myself here, like, just get a banker in for your first lap, just take it safe, don't do any stupid mistakes. And as you can see, I'm just driving the lines, just going safely, nothing crazy here. And now we go for the second lap. This is where I was like, okay, I have my banker, let's really start to push and maximize everything. So I got myself a good exit. Down the straightaway we go for the qualifying lap. As we switch to the rear view camera, we go towards the second cone. Here we are, boom, into the braking zone, brake hard. Go as close as you can to the curb. You can touch it a little bit, but not too much. It will instantly send you wide. On the throttle as soon as humanly possible. Run it all the way down the straight. Hug the right hand side of the wall. Lift here. Throw it into the corner as early as you can. Back on the power. Make sure it straightens out again. Don't go wide. Don't hit the sand. On this part, go as far as you left as possible. I turn in way too early here, which makes me clatter the curb and loses a bunch of speed. But it is okay. As you can see with the delta, we are still up quite a bit. In this corner, you really want to stay tight and go in the throttle as fast as possible. I was perhaps like a millisecond or 5 too late in this run, but it's fine. We still have some nice speed as we go up to the last corner. This is arguably the most important corner of the track. We brake hard, let the steering wheel wiggle a little bit, and we go instantly back on the throttle as soon as it is possible. Use all of the road on the outside in order to maximize speed, and boom, there we go. We have a 121.2, which is quite far off my personal best, and as you will see during my race, I can go much faster even with fuel in the car, because as you can see I had 10 liters of fuel, but it's fine. And here you can see I was panicking a little bit because I was expecting the fuel limit to be 62.5 liters, which is what I had calculated for, and I could only do 45 liters. Now this had me flustered a little bit. I didn't really even notice I was in 4th position, so I was like, okay, 4th position, that's really nice, good starting position. And from there I should be able to follow the lead back. Split 1 would have probably been too fast for me, so yeah, I was really happy to have a good race. And here I was just calculating in my head, like, how am I going to approach the fuel management? I also knew, like, let's just follow the tactics of the other cars around me, and I should be okay. I should be okay with that. And here we go for the warm-up lap. This car is driven by Aaron Teyes. We will be seeing a lot more of him later on in the race, as we see some blinking going on in the background. Classic iRacing, I guess. warming up the tires a little bit. Not too much, don't want to be a dick, don't want to have any accidents or, you know, just be stupid. And here we go for the launch. So I was trying to get in a good range for the revs, but as you can see I was kind of too high here. I wasn't sure whether to go to second, and the second I switched up gears, this guy already passed me. I obviously give him space, but I go way too tight into the last corner, which cost me a lot of time. Jose Gustavo behind me rams into me a little bit, maybe a little bit more of a bump draft, but I was already aware like this guy could be aggressive. He's looking up on the inside on the first corner, and as this gaggle is moving in front of me and I go on the accelerator, Jose Gustavo actually hits me from behind. I do have to save it. If I didn't correct that instantly I would have spun and my race would pretty much be over. As I know at this point that this guy is very aggressive and, you know, to be honest, kind of crazy, I'm just giving him space. As you can see, I'm lifting here, I'm just giving him all the space. If he wants to wreck, let him wreck someone else. And as you can see, he already gets very loose on the exit. Let's see if we can stabilize the situation a little bit here. As I get a really good exit and he fluffs it a little bit by hitting the curb on the inside, I have a very good run. And here basically is the first decision you can make. And do I go for the run? No, I don't. I don't put it up on the inside. I don't want him to go defensive at all. I just want him to stay with the pack. I will stay with him. I was pretty sure at this point that I had the pace to match these guys and maybe even be faster if I was locked in. So yeah, just staying with the pack is this point, don't do anything crazy. As Aaron Tellez goes a little bit wide in this corner, has to lose a lot of speed and the pack compresses a lot. As we go here too wide, great braking move, and he leaves so much of a gap that I kind of stick it up on the inside, but I think better of it and just give him the space to recover the situation. So the order of the pack has changed a little bit at this point, no problem. Just staying with the pack. It's still only lap 3. It will be around 90 laps of a race, so still a long way to go. At this point I was sitting behind, next to an open door basically, to have the air conditioning on, and it started raining like crazy. So I was getting rain on while I was in this gaggle, and I had to try and close the door, which while I wasn't looking I almost crashed out Aaron Tellez. Aaron Tellez, I see the R, wait, I'm very sorry Aaron. Aaron Tellez. I almost didn't see him, so I almost punted it off. Luckily, in the last moment I could brake, switch down a gear and catch up back with the pack. And here is the first wreck of the race. We have a spin, I have to go around the outside. I lose a position, but because of the guy spinning I stay in 5th position. So everything is still good. We now have Carlos Barbadillo in front of me. I will try to catch back up. It's only a few tenths to get back in the draft and in the train. In a few corners it should be alright. So yeah, as the thunder is still going quite crazy around me, it was legit a very big storm. It was almost louder than the sound I heard on my headphones, and I had it cranked quite high, so yeah, it was very strange. It was also making it hard to focus on actually racing. And I remember, you can see the gap, I was kind of making dumb mistakes all of the time just because I was so preoccupied with the stupid storm. But at some point here in the race it started to die down a little bit. I could focus a little bit more and, you know, just lock in on racing. Which was also like the point here. You can see like I'm basically on his tail the entire time. I'm just looking for opportunity, looking for a mistake he makes, see if I can make some nice run. And here we go into the last corner, hard braking, quickly on the throttle. He goes a little bit, he doesn't use all of the runoff, and I do, which gives me more speed here. So he goes defensive, or not really defensive, he just tries to follow the train. And as the train goes towards the outside, I'm like, okay, you know, if you're just gonna give me the inside here, I will pass you. Thank you very much. Very clean move, thank you. And yes, now we are basically, we moved up one position. We are, I think, now in 4th position. And as you can see, we have the pace on the car in front. We should be able to pass Mr. Barbadillo. And here we get a perfect run out of the last corner. Like seriously, that was very good speed maximization. We get a very nice draft. We stay. We make it look like I'm not threatening. He goes to the outside. I brake very late and deep. Kind of force him to the outside, but there's zero contact. He knows what I'm doing. And I get a very good run out of T1, which gets the move done. Now we are behind Mr. Jose Gustavo, the first lap warrior. So I knew he was pretty dangerous. I also knew he had the pace, but he was also quite prone to making mistakes. So in this situation I was just trying to tell myself, just stay patient, stay behind him for a while. If he makes a mistake out of the last corner and I get a nice run, I will go for the move. Here's a typical BMW driver move, chucks it up on the inside in a corner where he's basically slower than our cars. Another BMW driver saves me from the car behind, but of course he also goes very wide and deep. We are kind of fighting here, but of course he's in a hurry. He's a BMW driver, so he has to get through. He is through, luckily. And at this point I'm basically just praying like, don't do anything stupid, Mr. BMW, just drive away, let me fight my own race. I do have a big gap to Gustavo now again, so this was really the chance to see like, can I match his pace in clean air. As I go wide out of the last corner and the car behind of Mr. Barbadillo gets a great run, goes on the outside because I forced him to, I stay on the inside and there comes a BMW driver and look at our reaction, both scared as hell. Braking hard into T1, I get the inside run, Aaron Treyes also fighting with Gustavo there behind, but we don't really care about that. We just want to get the hell out of there, and we managed to. No contact, everything good. At this point the gap to Jose was about 2 seconds, 2.3, but we were slowly closing it. I was setting fastest lap, so I knew I had the pace in clean air. As a BMW driver appears in my rear view mirror. And as you can see, it was also already getting a bit squirmy. Here he is very, very aggressive. He already has some bumper damage, and all of this, as you know, is foreshadowing, because he chucks it down on the inside at one of the hardest corners for the BMW, and he takes out Jose. To be fair, Jose also turned in a little bit on him, but both of these drivers should have given each other a little bit more space in order to avoid this contact. So now I'm behind him, basically on his bumper. Almost bump drafting here out of the first to last corner. Showing it up in the inside. I get very lucky here. Oh, he goes around the outside. He sticks it around the outside. He has better speed. I thought, wow, how is he still there? And also managing with better speed. But here you go. I get the side route, get into the side route, still on the inside line. I knew I would have to be a little bit aggressive here just to get past. Braking hard. And I get the move done here. Or do I? Because I give him the outside line, which is inside line at this point, he's still keeping up, and here he has the outside line, so I have to brake harder than he does in order to make the corner. So obviously there he is, more speed, around the outside, which into the hairpin will be the inside, so he has the advantage here. And yeah, as long as he gets the braking done, he should be ahead. So that's now attempt number 2, I think, to get past this guy. But you know, very nice defensive driving, all props to him. He kept it very clean. There was a little bit of contact, but it's still 2 in car racing after all, so it's fine. And again, I get a great run out of the last turn. His last turn wasn't perfect, it was a little bit wide. As the Beamer comes on the outside, almost wins it on the grass. Jose goes defensive. I have to move to the outside. I give him a little tap. The tap gives him too much speed. He goes wide. As I return to the normal racing line, I go the normal line and I say, Tabe, Jose. Auf Wiedersehen. And here we go. From here on out, it should be just managing the gaps. Making sure not to make any stupid mistakes. I still have 11 liters to go at this point, which will be about 11 laps before the first pit stops. And as you can see, my first lap in clear air, like fully clear air, was the fastest lap of the session so far, which basically proved to me, like, okay, if I just lock in, focus, I can essentially drive away. Here you have some very nice Beamer driving. And this car was a little bit dangerous, I thought. Here you can see me checking quickly. First I have to steer, of course, but then I quickly check, like, is this guy a back marker? Yes, he's a back marker. Is he fighting with anyone? No, the GR in front of him is not even in his class. Can I be aggressive? Yes, I can. And he leaves the gap. I think it was intentional of him, but I'm not totally sure. As I close up very quickly to the GR, he just lets me by. Very nice, thank you very much. And onto the white Mazda. Also a back marker. And as you can see, we catch him really quickly. Like a lap ago, the gap was like 2 seconds or something, and now we are on still. As we chuck it into this corner, the left hand side there, he goes a little bit wide. He's feeling my pressure. I have way more speed. And now I'm just looking at where am I gonna go? Is he gonna give me the space? Not really. He kinda wanted to turn in on me. He's still not giving me space to pass, so I'm forcing the issue. Goodbye, Auf Wiedersehen. I knew I was a little bit tight here, so I had to kind of correct, but it was all good. On to the blue Mazda. Yep, so also with this guy I closed the gap quite quickly. Here I was almost bump drafting him, but I really didn't want to take him out, so I go on the inside and he just lives. Amazing, thank you very much. And here's the nice thing, he also recognized that I was on the inside, so my exit would be a little bit compromised, which would give him the run. He could now go aggressive, it's his right to do so, but as he is a gentleman, Mr. Shino gives me the bump draft into T1. I managed to take off enough of the speed, and like a gentleman he sends me off in the back of the race. So at this point we are in second position, still lapping very good. About 2 laps to go before a pit stop. As the leader pits in, I decided to do one more lap. Maybe it would give me an advantage. I had no idea. I was just trying stuff at this point, as these back markers are really slow. I basically closed like 1.5 second gap in a lap or something. But I also knew like I'm gonna pit, so yeah, let's just not do anything stupid. As I keep it clean and on the inside, they lose so much speed by touching the sand there. Like each time you just touch a little bit, you lose like a tenth or something in the Mazda or the GR. Also here, I just gained so much speed. I'm basically coasting, even making mistakes because I'm like so out of my normal flow that I've been doing for the last I don't know how many laps. As we go into the pits, I've never really done this in a race, so I really didn't want to fuck it up. I was lifting a lot here, braking a lot. I was coming in way more slowly than I should have, as you can see. Only accelerating back up to pit limiter now. Braking very carefully. I do get it positioned very nicely. And there is Aaron Treyes. I did 4 tires and I did my full fuel. And I don't know if I made any mistake. I did stupid strategy. I was just slow in the pit stop, but look at this. Aaron Treyes basically overtook me in the pits and I am once again behind him. Now I know this guy from some races in the week prior in the PCC. He's a very good driver, he keeps it clean. So I basically just knew like, okay, I'm gonna stay behind him, work together a little bit, and if I see an opportunity to overtake, I will take it. Because I also knew that if I am in clear air, at some point I should be able to drive away. With the Beamer passing, I thought I had a small opportunity. I'm making it clear to him that I'm having a look. If you make a mistake, I will pass you, but I'm not doing so very aggressively or forcing the issue in any way possible. So here, I don't know, he gets a fine run, but I somehow get a better run out of the last corner. And just with the move, like I did before, I don't know if he just accepted it, didn't expect it, but I move up the inside, brake hard, give him all the space. He kind of wanted to turn into the inside line, but he thought better of it, and I get the move done. So back in P2, and in the second stint, all I have to do is bring it home. About 40 more laps to go, and yeah, we should have a podium. as Aaron Treyes is pump drafting me down the straight. We are doing a very nice pace, 1:21.3. Previous lap 1:21.5, 1:21.4, so very consistent, pretty quick. Stuck behind the BMW, and as you can see, that instantly crossed like half second. And we are back into the 1:21.3. At this point, Aaron Treyes is still holding up very nicely and giving the bump draft, but as you can see throughout the coming laps, the gap in the mirror at some point does become a little bit more and more and more, until we start catching this pack of Miatas. And as you can see in the relative, they are all fighting for position. So I knew this was going to be risky, but as I was also fighting for position with Aaron Treyes, I just knew I had to be a little bit aggressive. Yeah, here I made a stupid punt. I don't know if it was my mistake. I was on the inside, I had the blue flags, he kind of turned into me. Maybe I should have been less aggressive there, I'm not sure. Anyhow, I survived. He lost some time, but he did manage to recover. And here I get a great run on the Miata in front of me. He follows the train. And I brake hard on the inside, trying to outbrake him, staying up on the inside, but I clatter the curb and you see that instantly runs you wide. He also goes wide, but he has more speed and he's willing to fight it out. A little bit to give him space. He cuts in front of me. I didn't see the grass. I touched a little bit too much of the grass, got into a slide. Aaron Treyes caught me, and yeah. I'm now back into P3. I have a bit of damage on the side of the car, and as you can see with my driving and recovery, I was kind of flustered, but after only like 2 or 3 turns I was like, okay, like at this moment in time here I was like, okay, the car is kind of still driving fine, so it will probably be only bodywork that's damaged in any way. So yeah, let's just lock back in and see if we can still make P2. So at this point you can just see how quickly we are catching these back markers if they are fighting together. And here you go, down the inside, he does give me the space, thank you very much. Yeah, just a gentleman move, staying on the outside, not turning into me, very nice. As I am following joiner Cornelis. I also saw this guy in Porsche Cup. He's way faster than me there, but yeah, with these cars, I don't know why. I am faster than this guy. So, in just a few laps I caught back up to him, he gives me the space. Leaves me down the inside. He even gives me the space for me to turn into the apex, which is very nice. Doesn't cost me too much time. And we are now back on track to catch Aaron Treyes, as Aaron Treyes is battling with 3 Miatas on the straight. 3 wide as he goes down the inside, gives a little bit of a bump draft. And I don't know what happened here. He tries to maximize the turn in, I think. Touches one of the Miatas, gets spun round. I go down the outside, still with the Miata down my inside. Oh no, it's the GR of Joiner, but he lifts for me. Very nice, thank you very much, gentlemen. And I am back in P2. Now I was kind of sad to see my buddy Aaron Treyes go, to be honest. It was very fun battle with him. Also, it was very uncharacteristic, I think, of him to go like that aggressive, but he was probably being frustrated by the back markers, as I was here in the same situation, as they are literally trying to defend me or defend each other. They could have just used me, you know, as a battering ram basically. But here we are. He's trying to brave it out on the inside. I don't want to have a stupid move again, so I gave him plenty of space, even brake a little bit, which I usually don't do. Shift down to third gear, and we are still on the still. Just keeping it safe, keeping it smooth. There's no one really around me in for class position. I'm just in this pack, which is very dangerous. They are slower than me, so I have to respect that. And I get a really good last corner because I gave a little bit of space. I could drive my own line in the last corner. I get a very nice run. You can see quickly closing the gap, and boom, I put it up on the inside. And at this point I was like, okay, maybe I can pass both of them. And I do. Fantastic. Keeping it tight. The guys behind me still fighting a little bit. But as you can see, like once I am in the clear air, Joyner Cornelis was keeping up, but the Miatas are like gone in just a few seconds. Another gaggle of cars. But at this point, the race is honestly over. All I have to do is manage, drive it home. There's about 12 laps to go. I have enough fuel. I know the tires will be okay. So the only thing I can do is not make mistakes. As we get the white flag into the last lap. And the two cars in front of me, the green Miata and the white Miata, are literally fighting for position. Carlos Vela, the guy in chat right now, taunting the guy behind him, fighting for the podium. I'm just giving him all the space in the world. As you can see in the relative, there's no one in my class either in front of me or behind me, so as I said before, nothing to lose here, nothing to gain here, only things to lose. But as Carlos was kind of taunting Kyra a little bit, I thought maybe if I get a good run in last turn, I may be able to give a bump draft. So yeah, I was lining up for this. And indeed I get an amazing last turn, so instantly I go to the bump draft. I really didn't want to spin him out, but I already realized, like, okay, he's too far in front. He makes the happy wiggle. And that was that. Second place, second split in the endurance challenge. So I was very happy with this result. At this point I was also sweating my balls off. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much and goodbye.